My name is Jason Lee. I am the COO of restaurant Dada One in the Netherlands. Next to us, I'm also the business director of Orion Star Europe. We are a robotics company located in the Netherlands, and we focus on distributing robots within the European market. Our target groups are restaurants as sub-distributors who are able to install robots, and together with our family, we run this business. Back in 2016-17, already a huge personnel problem, staffing problem coming up. It was becoming more and more difficult to find new people or people working in our restaurants. We looked for new solutions on how can we solve this staffing problem.
Baby boom generation that was born after the Second World War, it is now retiring. So we see that lots of people are actually leaving the labor force. But all of these services, they just go on. We deal with increasing labor shortages.
We looked for solutions all over the world. It could have been a smart oven or a smart dishwasher. But we also, on different trade shows, we saw robots. Robots were used during trade shows to serve out drinks, for example. And this really attracted our attention because we thought that if this would work for a trade show, this could eventually also work for our restaurants. So what we did was we bought a few robots to test within our restaurant. We came to the conclusion that this has huge potential.
Orion Star is, you might say, well, we sell robots, but at the end of the day, we sell more like a solution because we want to make the restaurant life easier. Back in the days, we realized it's hard to cope with Corona, with all the stress and so many, it's really repetitive. And we were looking for a way to make it a bit more, relaxed for the worker. And that's how we got into robots, and our main product is LookieBot. Lookie was made with one thing in mind. We want a robot that is as easy to use as a smartphone. So in essence, if you're able to use your smartphone, you can use Lookie. To round up the hardware part of Lookie, there's one important thing to note. Lookie is really the slimmest robot on the market. This is really made for restaurants because it has to actually fit in between all these small areas, right? In the back, there is a camera scanning the ceiling, which helps Lookie to navigate through the space. At the same time, at the bottom, there are two different cameras. One camera is checking the depth, and another, we call it a LiDAR scanner, is scanning objects, people, and whatever happens in real time. This makes Lookie able to update and avoid objects really precise. This ensures that Lookie can operate safely in your establishment. And just to show you how flexible Lookie is, in an environment such as the restaurant, you never know what's gonna happen. Let's assume today I wanna sit here on my phone and check on Instagram what's going on. I can just mind my own business without checking what's happening behind me. The robots have quite a strong AI. They have a really strong processor. So one robot knows already what the other robot does way before it arrives at that spot, making him calculate an alternative route. And this we call the smart multi-robot interaction. And I think this is another really strong point about Lookie.
Orion Star Europe was established because we had a very important value. And that is because we have, as a family, we have experience within the restaurant business. And we also had experience within the robotics business. We can use the robots, we can test the robots in our own restaurants before we sell them or before we push out new software updates, for example. So we are very closely collaborating with the development teams. We eventually created the product that really fit with the market expectations. It really could actually help the customers in the issues or the problems that they have.
Today the restaurant is fully packed, and we're very happy to have Lucky on the team today because the workflow is going much more smoother with Lucky on the team as a robot. He does the repetitive job from our employees to bring the food to the customers and bring the drinks to the tables. So our employees, they don't have that much work pressure, and they can spend much more time with the customers and provide the service that we want to provide. The robot is in the restaurant. We also see customers not only coming for the food, but also coming to see the robot.
I think that robots can improve efficiency in a couple of ways. If we think about scalability, you can imagine that as soon as you've got a robot programmed to do what it has to do, and maybe after a certain phase of implementation, you get the little mistakes out and then it's functioning the way it is supposed to work, then it's rather easy to scale up by saying, well, we've got a robot programmed and now we're gonna add a second robot. Whereas employing additional employees might actually require more training. So in terms of efficiency, you might be able to scale up faster using robots. Efficiency might also lie in the fact that if the robot has a very strong battery, it can run 24/7. I mean, 24/7 might be a bit of an ambition, but it does not typically work in 8-hour shifts. And even if it would be an 8-hour battery, you might be able to replace a battery and the robot keeps on going. So in terms of efficiency, this might also be something.
There's a big stress factor, cybersecurity. And this is one of the main reasons that we have a European headquarters. We have all the certificates, we have all the knowledge, and we know everything that's required to be able to sell in Europe. And this means fulfilling European cybersecurity standards. All the data remains in Europe. This means you are always protected by the European law. And this makes us also stand out very much because cybersecurity is, in our eyes, really underestimated nowadays. And we really put a big stress factor on that to make our customers feel safe at all times.
Robot, it's really difficult to express empathy and to express emotions from a robot. Of course, we can program it, but humans are more reactive than robots. And I also always believe that within the hospitality industry, many people still want to see people. This means that many processes can be automated, but there need to be specific touch points within the customer journey where the customers still see the staff members because they want to see a smile, because they want to see and ask what their favorite dish is. When you ask this question to a staff member, there is real social contact, and many people still go to a restaurant to have this social contact. We don't want to take that away.
The robot is good at tasks which are physical, which don't require much of taking different factors into account and predicting physical things. But humans are better in decision making because we take a lot more things into account. For example, it's not easy to teach the robot culture. That's why humans will be always needed. You need always this emotional, this decision-making factor who can understand what's going on in the restaurant, and the smile of a waiter is just irreplaceable.
But we are actually employing robots to still deliver the services as we know them right now. A robot can take over maybe physically challenging tasks, carrying, moving stuff around. So it's rather complementary. It's not the human employee who gets replaced, it's certain tasks that will be replaced.
I think automation and robotization will eventually change lives. Me personally, I think robots already, of course, changed a lot for our business. With Orion Star Europe, I really hope that we can have some impact on this change, where we can make humans more productive and more efficient and make the robots do repetitive tasks. And I hope, again, to make impact on this change.